We're here at Vie Vinum, which is the largest wine fair in Vienna, Austria. Right behind me, we have hundreds of wine growers in Hofburg Palace at the center of the city. And because it's so big, there's over 500 producers here, we have to split up into two groups to divide and conquer all the winemakers that meet our criteria. We have a lot of standards to get through, so to know exactly what to say and how to say it is very important for efficiency, but also so we build a relationship with these guys. We only import wines that are 12.5% alcohol or less. And it looks like yours is 12.5%.
Okay.
Perfect. And the sugar has to be less than 1 gram per liter. And the sulfur less than 75 parts per million.
Okay, there's no problem.
So we will come back to taste. Ramsey,
Christoph is my name.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Are you represented in the US by an importer?
No,
You're not?
not
Okay.
yet.
Cool.
All the best, gentlemen.
Danke. Very
Gregor.
nice to meet you.
Hi, Ramsey.
Gregor. Nice to meet you.
We're just going around, Gregor, and asking everybody to start really quickly.
Yes.
Are you imported in the US?
Yes.
We're importers from the USA, from California. Are your wines already imported in the US?
No, we are too small. Yeah.
This is the beauty of natural winemakers, right? This man works with his hands in the fields in Austria. He's a farmer, he's a winemaker, and when I want to buy as much wine as possible from him to share with our American members back home, he tells me that I can only provide 600 to 800 bottles for you. This is such a beautiful thing. Winemakers that make wine commercially can scale their order to whatever bottles you want. This natural winemaker doesn't have any more. So only 600 people in the world will be able to taste this wine in the US based on our members. It's incredible. Finished phase 1 of our wine fair protocol, where we met everybody and asked if they were imported or not into the US and what their alcohol percentages were. Now we start with phase 2, which is tasting the wines with Todd, getting our feedback on the taste aesthetic of each winemaker, and then just meeting them, getting to know their farming practices, establishing a deeper connection with them. So right now, let's go fill this glass.
How many wines that meet our criteria?
2 wines.
Okay.
Oh, with rosé, 3 wines.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that guy was great, his wines tasted great, but he adds too much sulfur in his wines. So that's one of the things that we pay attention to. Sulfur in wine is, amongst many other things, just an indicator of how much human intervention is involved. When you add more than 75 parts per million sulfur in a wine, which is what our limit is, it's more than the naturally occurring sulfur. That means that you're adding way too much sulfur in the wine. You're inhibiting it from being alive in the bottle. You're killing the wine. Now, that makes it shelf stable so it can travel, but unfortunately, it's not natural. It's not part of our philosophy. This is the best. This is so good. I could drink this all day. Another one that meets our criteria. Okay. This is one of the best winemakers I've ever tried in Austria. So I'm just very excited. We taste their wine. We're gonna lab test it. We're going around to every winemaker whose wines we taste and we like and taking a lab sample. We have to test for sugar, alcohol, and sulfur. We take science, hard science, that we run with through a bunch of fairs and actually marry it with the elegance and beauty and art of natural wine. So we're kind of introducing this health element that most people never really think about. most impressive thing about this energy is the cool dynamic between the old, beautiful palace that represents this kind of aristocracy and this richness, and then the humble beauty of natural winemakers that just come here because they love their craft and they love what they do and they want to share their wine with us. Hopefully we get to introduce a few of them into our portfolio if they pass labs. But from all of us here at Dry Farm Wines, thank you so much for joining us here at Vie Vinum, the largest natural wine fair in Austria. I hope to see you again at another wine fair.